Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video on Buckley, our 1982 T3 Caravelle. Now today we're going to be changing the exhaust, and I've got a lovely exhaust to show you. It's all shiny. It's a stainless steel exhaust from VW Speedshop, and we're going to be bunging it on there. Alright, so I'll give you a bit more of a close-up of the exhaust we're going to put on. So basically this will show where all the mounting points are and stuff. So obviously this is the silencer section. We've got a header here, which is of matched distance or matched length, as ours are as these. So that's looking from the front of the bus. This is the back left, that's the front left, front right, back right, makes sense really. And so what we're going to go is put these on loosely first, that one and that one, same with that one and that one, and then bolt up these, everything loose, maybe even that, don't know. And then once it's all together, we'll tighten it all up because there's bound to be some spring in the pipework and stuff. Got new gaskets as well and new bolts and a shiny bit of bracketry that goes down there, I think, something like that. But first, we got to get the old one off. So let's climb underneath here and see what we're looking at. Jack the back up, and I've put the wheels on blocks so it's nice and safe on there. And let's go underneath. Oh, look. Right, so first up, you're going to have to undo 3-bolt flange there, same on the other side, and then, sorry, 2-bolt flange there, and back here is another 2-bolt flange, and it's the same on the other side. I won't bother showing you that because it's just a mirror image. So let's get some spanners. We'll start with these. Have you ever wondered what a T3 sounds like with no exhaust silencer? Should we find out? Quite loud. Alright, let's carry on with getting this exhaust off. And here it is, off. That took a bit of fiddling. That one was pretty tight. I had to put some wedges in to spread it. That top one was tight and rounded off, but I tapped a socket on and she went. This side was all okay. I have to add, I've been soaking these with good quality easing oil for a fair time, so yes, that is worth it. Give it a good soaking for weeks. Use it, spray it. It will stink when you start the vehicle up, but spray it. Right, all I'm going to do now is clean up all of the flanges. I've got some bolts that I want to change to studs, just, you know, because it works better with studs. And then we'll move on to putting that bad boy back on. So we've got rather unpleasant looking stud there. So I'm going to clean it up. I've got, this is called a die nut. It's a bit like a die, but obviously it's not split, so it's not for cutting new threads, but it's for repairing them. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of cutting compound on it, just a little bit. Get my die nut on. These can be quite fiddly to start sometimes. Oh, doesn't seem too bad. And then wind it on like a nut. Hopefully it's straight. It's straight. Yeah, that's going on. Give it a wipe off. And there you go. That's a lot better, isn't it? Here's some of the fasteners and gaskets we took out when we stripped it down and took the exhaust off anyway. So that's obviously a stud that's come out. Some of them were bolts, which I'd rather have studs in. Can you see how bad that is? Focus. See, that's pretty nasty. So the original fitment would have been studs, so I'd like to put studs back in. So I know I have in here, if I can get it out, I have got an 8mm tap. You won't be able to see it because it's all faded, so I'd rather have a plug tap, which is got a blunt end, but I haven't. So I'm going to use this to tap out the threads where the bolts were, and I'm going to put in studs. I haven't bought any studs, but I have got this stud bar, which you can get at most fastener places. And all I'm going to do is cut them to length and put these in. So that's the stud I want to clean out. Well, that stud, the hole, tapped hole I want to clean out. Hope you can see alright. Sorry, I'm going to wiggle you. So I've got my tap in the holder with some cutting fluid on. This is not the plug tap. I have actually found an old plug tap. And that's a plug tap because the end's a lot blunter, but it's not as sharp as this one. So I'm going to start off with this new one, and then put the plug tap in after. So all I do is put it in, make sure it's lined up. Don't force it at first, and then just wind it in, giving it a wiggle. You can see they've cleared out a bit of muck, little bit of metal there, but not a lot. I didn't work it hard. You don't want to force it in. Oh, let's give it a wipe. And hopefully I'm not obviously going to use this bolt, but I'm just using it to check. Now that goes in lovely. A little bit of a wobble in there, but that'll be fine. I don't know if you're going to see it, but there. I'll just do that for the rest of them that are missing. I'll crack on and clean it all up. Got to the last one. That one's okay. Unfortunately, this one here, that one, isn't very good. I'll show you. See, that goes in quite a way before it even starts, and it is pretty wobbly. It does catch a thread at the bottom, but it's not ideal. So what I'm going to do is when I put the stud in, I'm going to Loctite this one, and if that doesn't work, I'll drill it out and I'll put a helicoil in, which basically is just it replaces the thread in there with another one. It looks a bit like a spring, but if I've got to do it, I'll show you. Just measured up the stud length, and that's how long I need, so I'm just going to cut it off and then file it up a bit, and then we can bung it in with a bit of Loctite. Would help if I'd done up the blade, wouldn't it? Or tightened the blade. There we go, one stud. And if you haven't got any stud bar like this, you can just use a longer bolt and cut it off to length. Right, let's go and Loctite these in. Under closer inspection, you can see that top one has been drilled out in the past. And you can see that one isn't so good. So I'm going to Loctite both of them. So what I've got is some stud lock. This is if you don't want it to come out again. So this is the green stuff, and I've cut a new stud for the top one, which originally I was just going to put a normal stud in, and I found, well, I didn't find, the one I took out I've cleaned up, so I'm going to use that one in the bottom one, because that one is a little bit deeper hole than that one. Right, so I'm just going to splodge a bit on. I shouldn't need too much on here. This is where it goes everywhere. Just a bit. I don't want it to travel along threads too far. That's the top one. You can see how wobbly it is, look. So hopefully this will sort it out. That was my elbow. Nip. And then splodge more on that one. Like I say, if you ever want to take stuff apart, don't put this green stuff on, because it won't. Look at that one. It does bite at the bottom, so I'm hoping that will hold. let's just make sure this goes back on. Yep, that's good. Okay. We'll just wait for that to go off now. While that Loctite's setting off, I think I need to do some repairs on these. These are the what they call push rod tube shields that go underneath. And as you can see, this the nuts that hold the manifold on to the heads should locate in here and hold these. There's not a lot left of that one, and that one's pretty much gone. So I'm going to try and weld some new tabs on. I don't know if I'm going to weld a part of a washer on that. That one I think I'll just build up. But I'll give them a clean up and then probably stick a bit of copper behind and just build it up. Let's have a look, see. Stick a newly made filter on and see how this goes. Well, they don't look that pretty, but I'm sure with a bit of filing, a little bit of grinding, they look okay. Right, well, it's not that pretty, but it's gonna hold it, so that'll do me. Have you ever wondered what a T3 would sound like with absolutely no exhaust at all? Sounds absolutely fine to me. Hardware. We're not going to be using them again. This is what comes with the kit. So I've got bolts just in holding this together. So you've got the two gaskets there for those flanges, both sides. That for that one, and enough bolts to bolt this up. It doesn't come with the gaskets for there onto the head. So what we're going to need is 4 new gaskets. I know they don't look very shiny, but they are new. I'm going to put 8 new nuts on and 8 new washers. all M8. Right, it's now time to actually put this thing on. I have to note though, I've taken these shields off. There's a couple of leaky bits, but that's not for now, because you can't get these J-pipes in with the shields in, so you've got to do it together. I've cleaned all the flanges up, the gaskets are on, and I've put anti-seize compound on all the threads. So I'm gonna just loosely assemble everything until all the bolts are in, and then tighten it up at the very end. And I'm so sorry if my head gets in the way, but let's have a go, see how we get on. Well, that's it, just put in loosely. So it's all in just hand tight. So it's all wobbly, look. So I'm just going to go around and nip up everything gently. And then we'll have a look at putting the silencer on. Or not. Right, we're all snugged up. I started at the back and worked my way, I started at the front of the engine and then worked my way back, and everything is nice and tight now. So next we're going to get that on. Right, that is it, all done up. Right, next job, start her up, see what she's like. Test drive, and I hope you're alright, because you're bouncing around. today. I've just abandoned it in the workshop. It just sort of fits at an angle, but it's a pain to get in and out. You've probably seen that in previous videos. Anyway, the exhaust. Sounds nice. Improves things a bit. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah. Reasonably easy to fit. I would say, yeah, it's quite easy to fit. Obviously, getting the old one out is where all the problems will be. I was really lucky. I didn't shear off any studs. That's a common issue. But yeah, so we were good with that. But soaking the fasteners for ages before was a good penetrating fluid. You know, it eats a little bit of rust. So spray, spray, spray. If it saves you shearing off a stud, it's worth it. Anyway, back to the exhaust. I ramble on as per usual. I know a couple of guys who've got them. I know Graham, who you've met maybe up in that video. He's got his on his 84 panel van. He's had it for ages and it's lasted really well and he really likes it. Connor's just put one on his bus. He's very pleased with that. So I think longevity in that, you know, going from other people's experience is good. It's not cheap, and I wish it had come with the actual gaskets that come to the head, maybe a bolt set or a nut set, because I've only had mild steel nuts I've put on. Really, you could use those copper, I don't know if they're actually copper nuts, but copperized nuts, you know, with a squish end. That would be better. But yeah, hey, in my opinion, good. I liked it. It's a good exhaust. Anyway, oh, and another note, 400 subscribers. Thank you guys. Yes. Anyway, I'm rambling on again. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see other stuff from Instars, it's Larks_workshop. And, well, like I said before, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Cheers then. You know, country bumpkin rambling on all the time. All a load of rubbish.